Hey guys, it's Javi, and in this video, we're going to talk about creating a good business brain inside of the notebooks and building a copilot that is connected to that business brain. So I have an awesome real world example here. We're actually building a AI advisor tool for a real estate coach. Her name is Tamara Wade, and she is one of the top agents in the country. I believe the number one in Georgia. So she has a lot of expertise, specific frameworks, deal instincts. We already have like the landing page being built for her right now. So it's going to look awesome whenever it's done. So I'm going to show you how we can map her expertise into a notebook and then connect that notebook to a copilot. So let's go ahead and get started and let's kick this off. So the first thing is you need to make sure you have your knowledge organized on a Google Doc. Again, the whole point of FormWise is that you take all these assets that are all over the place. They might be on YouTube, they might be scripts, ebooks, but ideally you want sort of one master doc where you're storing everything about yourself, or if you're building into this for a coach, everything about the coach, what they do, their experience, their frameworks, all that good stuff. So I have a document here all about this specific agent, basically who they are, how they operate, specific trainings, like all of the methodologies, basically everything they do, right? And their approach to leadership. So I'm gonna add all of these into the notebooks inside of FormWise. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click on the notebooks icon here, and I'm going to click on new notebook, okay? And I'm going to name this notebook Tamra Wade, okay? And I'm going to make this a confident and authoritative, and we're going to start to add a few files. And like I said, some of your data might be fragmented. It might be files such as a YouTube video. It might be on a doc somewhere. It might be an ebook. It might be, you might need to even scrape your website. That's okay because you have those options. In this case, we're going to add a thing text by text, okay? So I have everything in one tab here. So I'm going to just start here, and I'm going to add all of my content for this business brain, and you can add as much as you want. So I added the first one, and I'm going to add a few more, and then I'm going to pause it and just show you what it looks like. So I'm going to add all of these here. And how this is basically looking is now whenever we create a tool, whether it's a smart form or a copilot, it can actually pull from this knowledge base, basically from this brain, from all the frameworks that you have here. If you have specific instructions on how it also needs to do that, you can also inject that here. But this is what this is for. You can build as many as you want, and you can connect them to as many tools as you want. So I'm going to pause it, and we're going to add the rest of the data that's in these tabs here. That way you don't have to watch that, and I'll see you then. All right, so I got them all populated here. And again, you can add additional context here on how you want basically all this information to be used. So like I said, these are all of my frameworks and personality. You can always add more. So we're gonna go ahead and save this, okay? And actually that saves by itself. So now that that's been created, and by the way, once you create all these, if you're creating these for clients or for yourself or for just vertical specific niches, you'll also be able to see which tools are connected to the actual notebook. So as you can see, I don't have anything connected to this business brain yet. So we're going to go create our first tool, and we're going to create a copilot. So we're going to hit new agent here, and we are going to go ahead and create Ask Tamra Advisor. We're going to hit continue. Okay. And here's the other core part. So the notebook is essentially the context. It's all your expertise, all your frameworks, everything you need to basically make sure that the tool pulls from your expertise and doesn't hallucinate, doesn't actually just make up stuff, doesn't rely on what the LLM is trained on. So this is the layer at the tool level. So the tool needs to essentially have its own objectives, its own basically thing that the tool's going to do. In this case, we're building a basically ask me anything tool that a agent can use and basically pull from Tamra's expertise. So the first thing we're going to do is, again, we named it. We are going to go ahead and add a few conversation starters, right? So you might be able to, ask, ask the coach that you're building this for what the most common questions are. I have a few conversation starters here, and I'm gonna add a few here just so I can have some already here pulled up that I'm copy pasting. So I'm going to add a few. And by the way, you can also update the icon here, right? Um, so we're going to go ahead and copy that and add another one here. There it is, right? So here's 3 questions, right? And then, so if they just ask these questions right now, obviously this is not connected to a business brain. It doesn't even have a prompt right now. It's just basically pulling from the LLM. This is not what we need the tool to do, right? So the next thing you want to do is you want to pull from the notebook, right? So we hit Tamara Wade, okay, right? And right now, if I ask this, it's going to pull from the actual notebook, but it still doesn't have those guardrails. It doesn't have those guardrails. It doesn't have any personality. It doesn't have like, hey, ask one question at a time. This is where the AI prompt here comes in. And this is also where we control the actual engine. So I can choose a more powerful engine, okay? And I can actually go in here and I can add the identity prompt. And I have one already built in. And again, guys, if you don't want to basically write your own prompt, that's what this Ask Assistant is here for. You can have it create basically everything I'm creating right now. It'll create everything for you. But I'm going to go ahead and paste mine. Again, your Ask Tamra AI, right? So I'm going to go ahead and refresh this and just test it one more time. And it should start to sound a little bit better based on my guardrails, right? So here's a little bit better, right? And it's asking one question here and there. Perfect, right? So if I go into my prompt here, again, here's the entire prompt, your voice, everything, and it's being layered by that context, right? So we have all these sort of guardrails in place, these layers that make the tool not just another chatbot, but something actually trained on your expertise. So okay, we have the behavioral rules. Again, this is where you add those guardrails, right? So ask one question at a time so the end user is not overwhelmed. So this is awesome. So now let's kind of make the tool look beautiful. So again, you have a few options here for the theme builder. We have more themes coming soon. So let's kind of refresh this a little bit. Let's go into the theme builder. Let's see what will match my actual landing page. Because again, I'm building the landing page here. I already have the place where I'm going to embed it. I'm going to embed it like right here. So it's going to be on a white background. So I kind of need this to blend in as much as I can. So I think that'll be fine for now. We can always come back and edit it some more. So I'm gonna pick this one just for now. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is you want to add a icon. You can generate one. In this case, since okay, so let's go in here. We're gonna add the icon here. So I'm gonna actually look her up, and there she is. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna upload a photo as the actual bot. So I'm gonna quickly upload this. Okay, so I went ahead and uploaded the photo. Again, you can always upload an icon if it's going to be like a very specific tool, like if it's just something creating like a campaign or a rough draft, copy, whatever. It's a utility tool. This is a kind of ask anything tool. So now the next thing, again, you're going to want to do is if you go into the publish and share, you can add a mockup here. You can generate that. And then this is just a preview for the end user whenever they look at what the tool is about. So we're going to just save that mockup. You can always come back and edit or upload your own. And this is the important part, the instructions, right? So you want to add instructions for your end user. And I'm going to show you what this looks like to the end user whenever that goes live. So let's go ahead and publish this. Let's grab that embed code and let's go embed it on the landing page and just see what it looks like. So we're going to grab that embed code and let me go back to my landing page and I'll come back and share what this looks like. All right, guys, so let's look at the landing page now that I have it embedded. So now whenever her end user goes to this landing page and hits Ask Tamra Now, I have it scrolling down to where the CoPilot is going to be embedded. Now, you're probably asking yourself, well, how do I gate this? How do I monetize this? We are introducing login mode very soon where you'll be able to basically add a paywall to this, a login environment, and the users will have to pick a plan, add a card on file, or just get a free plan if you don't want to charge. But now you'll see usage and they'll have upgrade paths if they do want to pay. So another thing I want to show you here is we have little sort of thing on how to use the tool. You're also able to embed within the Copilot a YouTube video or Loom if you want to show them how to use it. But in this case, this kind of tends to be pretty um, pretty good for the end user to know, right? So this is a good example of what the Copilot looks like, and of course, if you guys are interested in monetizing FormWise, again, we're about to monetize this. So if you guys are interested in learning how to create more tools for clients or for yourself, follow along and join a office hour session with Julian, and we'll be happy to help you. Thanks, guys.